Philadelphia, I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Live from the Xfinity Studios. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to all across the Delaware Valley. What a special day as we get to welcome home a dear friend. Of course, Brandon Graham hasn't gone anywhere. He's been right there watching, working out, and right here at the PHLY studios where he does BG Unblocked. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you caught his show this morning, a special live BG Unblocked, Brandon Graham Unblocked. Very proud of that, right? And he'll be coming by momentarily, and we're going to talk about it. This is a BG Day today, welcoming back a hero. Look, they desperately need a pass rush. They are so thin at edge that whatever BG can give you, it's a plus. And we know what he means to the locker room. We know what he means to the culture. He has all that. He's vital to this thing. And I think, look, this thing has gone on for a long time. Like, what happens is Howie tells them, look, dude, be ready. Like, you're fully healed. Be ready in case we need you. Like, they knew that they were thin on the edge. And at this point, it's like, hey, see what happens, but do us a favor, just be ready. And so you saw those hits that BG would do with us live from the NovaCare as he was about to enter the building. Well, he was working out there for a reason. He was working out there to be ready in case they needed him, and they broke glass. And here he is, BG, back. I love it. I love it. My expectations aren't he's going to come in and, be Reggie White and sack him, get a million sacks. I mean, we know that. But, his presence on the field, he's one of the smartest DNs you'll ever want to meet. He understands it. And I still think he's got snaps left in him. And with that said, knowing that this team is on the precipice of repeating, right? Like, it was a big step last week with the pass game. They could easily get this thing right and charge it come the November and December. Here you go. You're 5-2. You're going to play the Giants this week. You'll be 6-2, and then you have the bye. And I do think the Eagles, I can't see the Giants beating them again. Second time in 3 weeks. It's really hard to beat a team when it's the better team beating you twice in 3 weeks. Eagles will be prepared. They'll be ready. I expect them to win. I would be crushed if they didn't. So I'm thinking 6-2 going into the bye, and you kind of figure it out. All right, what do we need? It's the deadline here. How are we situated? And let's make a run. You look around the NFC, and it's very, very possible to make a run. I mean, it's wide open. I actually think the NFC is better than the AFC, but it's a lot of teams mashed together. In fact, I did my power rankings, and I had Detroit 1. Of course, they win last night over Tampa, and their defense played well. Despite missing a ton of guys in the secondary, the Lions played well. So I have the Lions 1. I have the Eagles 2, right? I think the Packers are 3, and then you got the Rams and Tampa as your first 5. And then there's a lot of teams that are kind of bundled up. Like you got the Cowboys and the Niners and Seattle who looked decent last night. Well, Houston can't protect its quarterback. But you got the Cowboys, you got Seattle, San Francisco, Atlanta, Minnesota, Chicago. They're all kind of bunched together more on the bottom tier of the NFC. Clearly, the NFC is winnable for the Eagles. Clearly, they can get the best record. They can still do that. I mean, I know it's going to be hard because the Packers have a leg up, but you play Green Bay and you play Detroit. So right after the bye, you have both those teams that you're going to see. They're right in the thick of it. And so I love the move. Again, my expectations are what they are. I just think he matters. I think he matters. Brandon Graham's one of these guys who's a light, right? He walks in the room and he lights it up. Years ago, I mean, God, I remember apologizing to him. I mean, this is years. I mean, I still can't believe he's still in the league, right? I wanted Earl Thomas that draft. And I kept saying Earl Thomas. Because remember, if you go back to that draft, they needed a safety. B-Dawk had gone to Denver, and they were dying for a safety back there. And Earl Thomas come out of Texas. I was like, oh, man, I really want Earl Thomas. And BG was the pick. I remember apologizing to him. I mean, this is years ago. Earl Thomas had almost retired. It was like toward the end of his career. And Brandon BG's had two Earl Thomas careers. It's unbelievable. But one of the things that you see is the light that he brings. Obviously a great football player. But man, what a guy. Like what a presence. He's got a winning DNA. One of the things that you see about this group, and look, the quarterback has it. This winning DNA. Lane Johnson has it. Jordan Mailata has it. And BG is one of the originals who has a winning DNA. And I think all that stuff matters, especially when you're about to go into the teeth of the season. Like all that stuff, what happens, once the bye hits, it's on. That's when it gets, real. All right. That's when teams start to separate themselves, November and December. Good morning, VG.
Happy BG Day.
Happy BG Day.
Man, just his presence, that vet presence in this locker room, they've had some ups and downs. They need that. They've missed that. And on the defensive side of the ball, they don't really have a vet leadership guy at all. I'm trying to think. They're so young. They just need a stable.
They're babies on that side of the ball. They really are.
They need someone. And you just saw yesterday when rumors after everyone's like excited. They're all and the Kobe Dean's like, just get him in the room. Let's go.
They love him. And he's been around.
Yeah.
But it's different when you're just around working out, seeing the guys. But when you're actually playing,
100%,
it's real.
And we know we've asked him, how do you act on the sidelines when this is going on? Like just him being on the sidelines, yeah, man. It's just what they needed. And you're right, he's not going to be Reggie White, but it's more than his performance on the field. It's his presence, what he brings,
I'm so
the intangibles.
I'm still with you, and I still think he's got snaps in him. Right? I think he's got effective snaps in him.
Help him out with the run game.
You know what's funny? I'm going to bring this up to him, but. I was talking to Big Dom, and Big Dom told me a great story that during his retirement dinner, that he asked BG, he's like, dude, I got a room full of 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
Can you work with me in helping keep these kids in line? Yeah. Like, literally. Like, he's like, dude, I was begging him to be a part of it just to help me.
Like Big Dom's assistant?
It matters because his voice, all kidding aside, listen, no, like that's real. Like what Dom does is very real and tangible, right? And keeping this thing together.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a
100%.
It's a real
after
deal.
everything they've been going through, this is a season where they've been missing a little veteran leadership. They got their stuff on the offensive side of the ball, but on the defensive side of the ball, they don't have that presence to just settle them down and get ready to go. And I think that's what BG's going to add to this. I'm stoked, man.
Yeah. I am. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
very, very excited. Very excited for this thing. Having him back and going, let's go, man. Let's make this run. And look, like I said it, and I don't know if you agree, but I was doing it. We just finished this week 7, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the power ranking. I love to do this stuff because I watch all these teams in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And, it changes week to week because of injuries and, stuff, how it's happening and everything like that. But I think the Lions are clearly the top seed right now, the number one in the power ranking.
Defense last night. Woo!
Yeah.
I don't know. They're playing with four or five.
First came back. Ibuka wasn't himself clearly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, coming off the handy. Right? So, but here's the thing.
5 backup DB. There wasn't a starter in the second.
But here's what happened. They couldn't get their run game going. But the Lions played very well in the front seven, which really allowed them to kind of flood the zone a little bit and, really attack the pass game with numbers.
Calvin Shepard had them. They were swarming. They were blitzing. They weren't blitzing. It was one heck of a performance.
No, it was.
That defensive.
It was great.
Yeah.
I have the Lions 1. I have the Eagles 2.
Agreed. I'm good with you.
I have Green Bay 3.
Come on, man. The Rams? You put Green Bay above the Rams?
I do. I'm telling you,
What?
they're a
Puka?
better team.
I don't know, man.
They're a better team.
I think
dude,
defensively the Rams are better.
No, they're not.
I think the receivers
They're
are
not.
better on the Rams.
You have there's an
quarterback's far better.
Quarterback, of course, is better, but the quarterback is also one hit away from not being able to stand up.
Sure.
So if you actually go through it, Green Bay at 4-1 what are they? 5-1 through week 7.
Yeah, Green Bay is 4-1-1.
4-1. Their defense is very good, very underrated, and they have more balance offensively.
We're bouncing the Rams?
Yeah.
How so?
Yeah.
I better receivers? I mean,
the Rams have better receivers.
Josh Jacobs, a little better than Kieran Williams.
Little better?
Yeah.
I think light years better than Kieran Williams.
He's light years.
I think he's light years better. I do.
I think
I think the wide receivers are deeper on Green Bay. I think obviously they're better.
The starters are light years better, no?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a big Matthew Golden fan. So
he hasn't done anything, though.
He's starting. You got to pay attention. He's starting to come on.
He got 4 catches.
You just look at numbers and go like that. You got to actually watch them play.
I couldn't even watch that game against Arizona. It was so boring. And miserable.
That game was a sleepy desert game.
Horrible.
Like, you got to do it anyway. Yeah. I have Green Bay 3. I'm not bullish on the Rams, and I think the Rams defense has a lot of holes in the back end.
Okay,
like their back 7 has a lot of holes in it. Rams 4 though. Tampa 5, but when they're healthy, they're dangerous.
I know, but are they going to get healthy? Evan's going to be. I hate to do this, but I think I got the Cowboys ahead of Tampa right now. That Cowboys offense is.
I got Cowboys at 6 but the Cowboys defense
it stinks, but they're putting up like
horrible.
40 points for 3 straight games.
Their offense is legitimate. And they were putting up numbers without CD. CD back.
Yeah,
their offense is legitimate.
Yeah,
Javonte.
Suddenly he's got life.
I thought his lab. I'm like, man, I don't see it. And
no.
Javonte Williams all of a sudden is a player.
Looks like Tony Dorsett.
And, they got Ferguson as a tight end. So they got all kinds of depth at receiver. And then when you have Pickens and Lamb, and Dak, say whatever you want about Dak. He gets the ball out, man. He's accurate as all get out.
He's playing really well. He does that, though, during the regular season.
Yeah. So I got the Cowboys 6. Seattle 7, Niners 8, Atlanta 9, Bears 10, Vikes 10, Bears 11.
Yeah, I might have the Niners above Seattle.
You know what? It depends on the health of their defense. Like they got crushed. They got nobody playing defense.
Yeah.
Like they band-aided it together Sunday night against the Falcons, but they're so banged up.
And the Vikings, I don't know. They're just their quarterback issue. I might have them 11th. I may actually put the Bears ahead of the Vikings. The Vikings had this quarterback issue.
I want to see what happens with McCarthy. I mean, it's like they're a better team around him than Carolina and the Bears. Caleb's got a long way to go.
Oh yeah.
He's got a long way to go.
Yeah.
So we got lots to get to. All right, lots to do. So, Andrew, we're going to talk about our friends. Are we talking about our friends now? We can talk about our friends now. And talk about our teeth? Okay, got it. That's really what I wanted. Lots to do. BG's going to take a walk down. We'll continue the BG day, the conversation. Looking forward to that. Franny is going to join us, breakdown his film breakdown. We'll talk about Sunday. We'll talk about the addition of BG and what it means, right? So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a myriad of flyers last night as the power play. Man. Look at that. 5-2 over the Kraken.
Smoked them. Dominated on 5-on-5. Dominated.
By the way, Tippett, 2 more goals. He's got 5 now.
Yeah, he's on fire. He's feeling it.
Power play looks good.
TK bloody in a dude's face, being like, "Look at your face." He's in the box yelling at the dude, "Look at your face."
I gotta
Look at
tell
your
you,
face.
fly guys are fun.
Grabenkin,
Yes,
he's like backing up Garnet Hathaway.
Yeah.
Taking dudes at the ground, wrestling.
They're a blast. They are fun.
Yeah.
All right.
They're gonna be a good ride.
They're gonna be a lot of good. They're gonna be a lot of fun. All right. They will be a good ride. And of course, the World Series is set. Hoffman closes it out.
We swapped Romano for Hoffman. What happened?
I mean, Hoffman closes
it's
it
all
out.
fine.
Are you kidding me?
Close it out with struck out the side. And Rodriguez was the last one he struck out.
Dude, it was unbelievable because I'm watching that and I'm going, oh, God, exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
Exactly what you needed. It's
sickening watching that.
It is.
Really, my stomach was churning all night.
Like you go Hoffman or Kerkering in that spot.
Yeah. Hoffman, I said Hoffman took the Blue Jays to the World Series and Romano took me to the bar. Drink.
That's very good.
Great.
That's very good.
Nice work, Dombrowski.
Yeah, that's very good. All right. Lots to get to. Let's take care of some business. All right. BG and his crooked T. How about it?
Yeah. All right, let's go crooked T, y'all. You know, BG, and he had that strip sack, the GOAT for the first Philly Super Bowl ever. Well, now BG's bringing us his crooked T strip sack pack so we can savor the flavor. What's a strip sack pack? Well, first of all, it's big, it's heavy, it's juicy. It's the kind of pack you want to show off. You already know Crooked T is 0 sugar and all flavor, and the strip sack pack is stuffed 24 cans and collectible trading cards by Jordan Spector. Some cards are even signed by BG himself. Every case is packing heat. From the fridge to the tailgate, this is one sack you're going to be proud to display. So grab yours today at a store near you or go on GoPuff. And for our guy BG, we have to send out a shout out to the Philly area bars carrying the Crooked T. Thank you for showing your love, sport, and social. Allentown, Garage Fishtown, City Tap in Logan Square, Wicked Wolf on Chestnut, and go check them out for game day or a night out and tell them that Philly Sports sent you.
Love it. PHLY loves you. Hey, let's talk about Cherry Hill Jeep, baby. Yes, you're looking for a Jeep, a Ram truck. There's only one dealership in South Jersey who's been the market leader since 1967. That's our friends at Cherry Hill Jeep. Now, that's a Folk Auto dealership, all right? I know Charlie, second generation, has dealerships all across South Jersey. He's the best, man. In fact, his son is a pretty good, his son, Charlie, is a pretty good quarterback at St. Joe's Prep. Watch out for him. But look, he's all about customers, all about community. And this is where Cherry Hill Jeep is the place. Right now, take advantage of the True Zero offer. This is True Zero. 0 down payment, 0 first month payment, 0 security deposit. All right? That's True Zero. You got to check it out, all right? Slide into the 2025 Jeep Wrangler this month for $289. Every Wrangler delivers strong drivetrains, innovative engineering, quality components that underpin the icon's legendary heritage. All right? You got to check it out. CherryHillJeep.com, all right? Go in, tell them Cuz sent you, you'll get the Cuz discount, all right? I'm telling you, you go there, they're going to hook you up in a big way, all right? Just tell them I sent you. I know people buy Jeeps elsewhere. I just don't know why. I don't get it. Why? All right. I am very excited today because today is BG Day. Brought to us by Xfinity, our good friends at Xfinity Mobile. Brandon Graham, toast to the party. What's up, baby?
Man, what's up, cuz? How you doing? How you doing?
Well, how you doing? What a great morning it's been. Mm-hmm. Our friends from Collegeville Bakery are here with the Brandon Graham Detroit-style pizza.
They hooked it up.
It's a party, right? Celebrating.
I am. I'm excited, man. I'm celebrating right now because I just get to get back into the fight of things. And I know that we got an opportunity, as you know, man, and they know they're getting all in BG.
Well, anything you do, you're all in. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether it's your show or, working with us at PHLY Network, You're all in. Everything about you is all in. You've always been that way.
Yeah, man. You know, being a man of your word, I've learned how serious that really is, and I just want to be that, man. Like if I say I'm gonna sign up for something, I'm gonna try to be the best I can be. It ain't gonna be perfect, but you can't say that I wasn't on time. I didn't try to put the work in. Sometimes the outcome is the outcome, but I get back to work. And I'm sure it's the same for you. We work this thing every day. We got to get up. People don't see the ins and outs of what you do, what we do. And it's anybody in this world that got a job. I mean, I don't knock nobody's job because I understand this stuff that I don't see. Just because you see some visual, you don't know what it took for him to get to that point. So,
well, let's go back to about, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And you were doing your hit. And you're outside NovaCare, right? And to me, like the first tell is you're at NovaCare every week, right? Like, and Howie, I know Howie a long time. Yep. And it's like, hey, BG, just be ready. Like, you never know. Like, just be ready. And there was that day. I'm like, man, BG, what do you think, man? You gonna come back? And I saw your answer was the greatest. Plus, I read right through it.
Went right through it. I mean, at that point, I knew that he's offered me before, so I was kind of excited. So I stayed ready. And I think when Zadarius retired, that's when everything just kind of like blew up, where I was like, man, if I was trying to come back, I mean, I got to do it now if I'm going to do it, because this is the opportunity, because he had my locker. Now he's not there. They need a vet, and I still feel like I got that stinger. You know, what Vic Fangio always say, feel like I got the stinger still, and I'm excited to go out there, really serve the guys, man, because we got so many great players on this team. It's just about staying healthy and then getting other iron to be sharper. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what's interesting? And I was talking to Big Dom, and he's like, dude, at your retirement dinner, he's like, man, I got a bunch of 22-year-old kids. All right. Can't you just work with me? I need you to help keep these kids in line.
And he is the one excited. He told me, I seen him. Like, man, I'm so happy you coming back. And I'm like, Dom, trust me, I ain't want to leave either. But I felt like at the time, both parties felt like it was storybook ending.
Yes.
But when reality set in, it's like, yeah, it's still gonna be storybook, but if I still feel like I got it, why not? And so that's what's cool.
Well, you know what's let's go back to that moment, right? Because we all think storybook. Win the Super Bowl, right? You literally go out on your shield with an injury with the triceps, and it's like it makes sense. But life isn't a story. Yeah, life is real.
It's real. It's real. And like what I just said, like it realistically, that sound great. And it's still gonna be great. But the generation when I do tell that story, it's gonna be like, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they only gonna know 2 Super Bowls, that's great, and all that, and they gonna know about the current at the time. So I'm like, while I still got this opportunity and I still feel like I got that stinger, like Vic say, it's like, let me go ahead, let me just go all the way. And then I got my wife's support, always had her support, my family, because as you know, man, like we work hard, but when I go home, I try to make it about them, try not to bring work home. And they really excited to see me back on that field to kind of root for me. Even the stress of, man, I hope nothing happen and all that stuff. So it's all the good stuff that come with it, the chaos. I guess we so used to the chaos. We excited for the chaos.
Well, you were born into the chaos.
I was born into the chaos.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. And man, I'm so thankful to have gotten another opportunity, even though I turned down the first one.
What's that like? What's the conversation like when you're, look, the rhythm of the off season, your off season, right? And then OTAs, but you could reconcile not being around for OTAs.
Yeah.
But once July starts to hit and it starts to, you want to talk about those stingers, they start to kind of the heartbeat going.
It start pulsing for sure. And you like, all right, man, season here. Oh man, I know you staying ready. I know you working out, but it's like it's a waiting game for real. And then the games come, and then you feel that adrenaline again. It's like, man, you wish you could be out there, but then you start to realize, like, hey, it's okay. This is a new thing, new schedule. You just got to get used to it. Once this season over with, then you will really feel how it is. But then the call come. Then it's like, oh man, I got a little excited. Now you got me perked up and all like ready. Like, man, I've been working, but you know what? I ain't ready right now. Let me get my mind right a little bit because I ain't think you was gonna actually call me for real. And then
when you remember the day?
It was before we signed Zadarius,
right?
Because I know that happened quick. It was like a couple days before they reached out to him, and then he ended up coming right away after that. But I know he called me first, like, man, you know, I need a vet, man. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I would love for you to be back. I know what I said before, but I would love for you to be back. And then it was like, well, man, go get that other vet for right now. Let me.
So when he asked you that, right? Mm-hmm. Like in your mind, you're going, all right, like, you know, it takes a lot to be able to go play a snap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you know your body.
Oh yeah.
All right. So in your mind, you think, and then did you talk to your wife? Like,
oh yeah,
like
call her right away. Called her right away and was like, look what I was excited, like, man, how are you? And she was like, yeah, you know, but man, this came out of left field. I know you've been training and all this stuff, but are you sure? And then it kind of like was like, you know what, baby, I'm gonna take my time with this.
Yeah. Since
he already kind of got a vet in mind, I'm gonna just let him do that for right now. And I was like, if anything else come up, just know I'm gonna entertain it. And so
that actually worked out perfect.
It did,
right?
Because I was like, wow, I prayed about it, man, and then we just kept moving. I just kept working. And then
did you amp up your workout? Did you?
I amped up. I amped up even more just to really make sure. Like, I'm like, okay, I got about, because I think he'd been out there for like the Chiefs. That was the Chiefs game the first week. So second week, that was the second game that we played. And so yeah, I had like almost 2 months to kind of really think about it, because I was like, if I do come out, if they do need something, because people been going down. I mean, if anything, I try to come back training after bye, you know, and then I don't know what that feel like coming in the season where this is my first time where I'm coming into a season without all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I know I'm feeling fresh, feeling good, feeling strong. I've been working, and man, it's like now I got to get those early jitters out, the early nervousness of, man, I don't know, because I know I've been training, I know I've been doing stuff on the field, but now I'm with the team. Now it's like, let's get this part over with. That first initial the butterflies out my stomach, even though I know what to expect, but it's still different coming in this situation. And then I want to be able to just add value as far as just coming to be me and service the guys. And this is a new team, so I know a little bit of them, but it's now they gotta learn me too. You know, at the same time, and it's gonna be fun, man. I think it's the build. I'm not coming in there with no expectations. I'm not coming in there trying to save anybody or nothing. It's more like I just feel like I can add to what they are already kind of doing, and I can't wait to, you know, just build with them.
Well, it's funny. I mean, you walk into a room and it's your gift. Like God give you a gift. Like, not only you're a great football player, but you got a great spirit. Like, so people are attracted to you, right? So when you walk into a room, it's powerful. And and you know better than anybody, that room is delicate. All locker rooms are delicate, right? Like, energy is so important. It's important to any workplace.
Yes.
What the energy feels like. And you're a net positive when it comes to energy. I don't know. We don't know what's going to translate into or whatever.
Don't know.
But the energy and good energy is what you bring. And like, for me, no matter what happens, it's worth it.
Yes. And that's what I want to bring. I want to bring the energy. Of course, it's helping me too. I love to like scream and yell and all that little fun stuff. I'm screaming and yelling at the TV. Now I can do it on the field again one more time. And so it's gonna be cool, man, to get all that, exert all that good energy, feel as tired as you can be because you done gave everything that you could to the team to make sure that to keep the energy up. Because, man, when we rolling. And that last game just showed like how much of fighters we are. Then when we clicking, boy, man, it's trouble. So that's why I can't wait to just keep building with these guys, because they already got some good stuff going. I'm just coming in to try to add more value with the energy, no expectations. I know that I can still go out and do it with the best of them, but just go keep proving it every day.
So how do you get the physicality part of it, right? Like contact.
Yep.
When will that begin for you?
I think this week. I think they still in pads and stuff, so I'll probably give me a couple one-on-ones and probably not as many as I would do right away. I'm not gonna just dive right into it. I know they got a plan for me, but like I get a guy, like I might go against Lane, talk my stuff real quick, get an old rush real quick. See, might win, might lose, don't know, but no expectations. It's just I'm just happy to be back into the fight, and then maybe after that first one, now it's like, all right, that's just like with games. I've always had those little butterflies of like, man, we about to play. And as soon as you get that first initial hit, now it's like back to normal. It's like now everything then kind of settled down, and then I can kind of know where I need to work, where I need to where I'm still kind of good at, and then it's just a daily walk with that.
How hard is it to get the bug out? Like you're still you're still young enough, and you're still in good enough shape that you know that you got snaps in you, right? Yes. Like as you're bringing it, like this is. I remember talking to Hugh about this, like that piece of it. A lot of guys, man, but especially like D linemen and like that can play a little older, right? Not necessarily about speed, but about strength. And you got that old man
just
strength,
being bulk, just having that bulk build and all that.
But it's this mind game, like. You're constantly in your head having these conversations with yourself.
100%, because if you're going to lose some too, especially at this age. You might not, hopefully you don't lose more than you win, but it's more like, I'm having all those battles in my head, man. What you doing? Like, I know you feeling good. I mean, you feeling good in practice. I mean, like you've been doing your stuff, but now it's real now. And so that's where I'm trying to be positive with that too, because it sneaks in. It sneaks in, and I'm like, man, just got to go through it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm like, once I make this announcement, we sign on the dotted line, I just can't wait to get to work so that I can know, there it is. Okay, bet. Now I know I can build off this. Even though I know it's just not, I just can't wait to get to work.
Yeah, you all this stuff just adds to your mind, right?
It do.
Like, but once you're doing it, it all goes away.
It goes away.
Because you're doing it, right? Like you're feeling it. You're like, this is something you've done your whole life.
Yep. Muscle memory.
Right.
And once I get that muscle memory again, then it's like, okay, like this is like what I knew to be true. And okay, this is where I gotta continue to work and make sure that I'm getting back on my plays, knowing all the different like little details of your technique that you gotta have. And then it's just, man, like the build of the locker room and being with them every day. And all right, y'all, game time. Let's go. Win the game, celebrate, repeat. Go get Wednesday come, Thursday come, great week of practice, repeat. Go out there, try to win the game. So I just can't wait to get in the groove of that.
Zadarius retires. How did Howie text you? Did he call you? How did that happen?
He actually talked to my agent. I will see him around the building, of course.
Right.
And then he didn't. I don't know if they knew or not if what was Zadarius, but like I say, I hope that everything worked out for him on why he made this decision. I don't really know what all went into it, but I just know, whenever you make that decision, it's like, credit to a great career. And I know I wasn't as ready, but it felt so right at the time. But then, like I said, reality set in now, and it was a mutual thing where we both kind of wanted and needed it a little more. And I got the chance to do it again, and I'm excited and flattered that they even called me.
Did you talk to Vic?
Yes, I talked to him too, and it was just, of course, he would love to have me back. And so I took that in consideration too. But that first time around, I was like, I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't as ready mentally to change I was dealing with it. I was trying to just I was trying to push it away so that I can just like, hey, this is my new schedule. I'm about to get used to this. Because either way, football ain't going to be for long. But then I thought about it like, well, it's only so long that they're going to have to call you back anyway. So, hey, others came back. It's okay if you come back. It's still going to be the same story.
It is. You know, it was you and I were talking about this off the air, and I remember saying to you, like, listen, you have this opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take it because you still got an itch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You still have an itch. Soon you'll have an itch, but you can't scratch it, right?
Can't
There's
scratch.
like nothing you can do.
Yep.
You know, but you can still scratch it now.
Yeah.
You can. They need you, and why not? Like, forget about movie endings. Like that's not real. That's not real. That's not real life.
It's not real life.
It's
not
not.
real. It's not real. It sounds good
in
though.
your own mind.
It do sound good.
It does sound good, right? But it's not real. It's not.
It's not.
And like to me, who cares? Like who cares about that?
Right.
You had that moment. Nobody can take it away.
Yep.
That you won the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Two of them, right?
Yep.
But you won it, and you got hurt. You went on your shield, and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You had that moment.
Yes.
So what? You come back, and who knows what? Hey, by the way, in this era that we live in of sequels and franchises, who knows?
Who knows?
You
Who
know,
knows?
look, that win on Sunday was a good win. The offense got right. The passing game, there was a connection between Hurts and AJ and Devontae. Like it looked good.
It do. And that's where I'm like, I'm happy to have chose like to come back around this time because it looks like they already figuring that part out. And then I just jump in and just keep encouraging to keep doing it, man. Keep going. Don't worry about block the noise out because I think the noise has been a little loud this year early on in the beginning, but I think it's starting to calm down and settle in. And that's it, man. I don't want nothing from nobody. I just want to see us take our next level together and win. And I want to affirm them on that. I want to get them affirmations and different things that they can take with them to just even help them with their mentality. And it's helping me as I'm talking to them. It's the same thing.
Of course.
We all should be out here trying to service each other like we did. And man, you see what it built to. And that's all we got to do is just have everybody bought in and know that your time coming, everybody's stuff is going to show up. And once we win, I mean, we win around the city. Everywhere you go, the Eagles won. It ain't just one person.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody benefits. So the goal is to win.
In your wildest imaginations, you couldn't have envisioned coming here. Like with this town, how much it loves football and really this team. The love affair.
The team, for real.
Yeah, it's true. Like the love affair is unbelievable.
It is.
It's beautiful. It's a lot of times, and you're a spiritual man.
Yep.
I always say sports builds churches, right? Because where else do people gather and together and there's no
all the differences,
right?
Like they settle differences through this football stuff.
It's true,
for real.
Like you connect together. Religion, race, economic status, all that stuff goes away.
Yes.
It's real. It's real. You connect over Go Birds. Like the similarities like through church is it's so like on point.
It's so together when everybody's watching. I don't care if I ain't like you or not. We all sitting in this thing. Come on, Eagles, come on.
You're right.
We going crazy. I can only imagine how many different times people have thought about how silly are we that we still mad at each other. We out here celebrating the Eagles win, Super Bowl. We out here crying together.
Yes.
And what was holding on to? And man, I say that all the time because football has definitely helped my family settle some differences and come together because they have to come watch me. And sometimes you not be happy with certain people that's there, but you come in to support me. And then eventually you find out how silly it was for you to be holding on to that grudge.
Yeah.
And then like things like it just really helps you in those moments. And like you said, man, this is church for real. It brings people together.
And that's what I mean. If God wants people together in a positive way, why wouldn't this be spiritual?
Yeah, I mean, man, this it for real because it's everybody loves football, man, and it really do. Sports really do bring people together.
When you guys won the first Super Bowl, that's when I knew that this is something that's way beyond just sports and TV and fantasy football. When people are talking about their loved ones, those who have passed on, and connections, and like I chronicle all these people and what they would do with their families, and gather around. Like Sunday's a sacred day, right?
Yep.
And here they are. You're in the living room as they're eating, right? Does it get more nourishing than like family than you being on the TV, right? Everybody gathering around, eating, watching, and sharing these moments together.
Yes, and that's beautiful. And there's a lot of stories like that. A lot of when we won that Super Bowl the first time, that's all I will hear is how people wish that, or I'm happy that I can go in peace with knowing that the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I never thought I would see one. And me and my brother even got back cool and all this stuff. Thank you for this great season because you've helped our family tremendously and all that stuff. And it's like, wow. And what you just said is so true, man. Like people come together for them birds, man, or that passion for whatever team or city that they're in. I don't care where city you in. It's some people that's mending relationships because of the game, and man, that's why it's so powerful. Just to, for one, have a good team that you can root for, but at the same time, just the community of sports is bringing people together more than you know, and behind the scenes. You know, people don't talk about it all the time.
And here it's to the highest level.
The
right?
highest.
Like,
Brotherly love for real.
Yeah. Like it's deep.
It's deep. It's real deep. Yep.
You know, that's the kind of cool thing. And that's why I'm sure I love to be a fly on the wall when did they tell you what your plan is yet?
Well, I will talk to them after this.
Right.
Really just trying to take care of my people early on and get the word out there on the proper channels. And now, man, just I'm about to find out after we talk actually, and then we're gonna go from there. But I know it's gonna be today, trying to get this week started for me. And then let's go get us.
Hey, you never know. Maybe you get a snap or two.
I know you just never know.
You don't know. Otherwise, you get to buy. But either way, I want to be a fly on the wall as you're getting dressed on Sunday, right? Like putting the jersey back on. The routine, right? Like the routine of getting dressed for a game.
Yes, all that, man. Putting them shoulder pads on again, bumping somebody again, talking, chirping, all that. Like, you know, it's going to start with my teammates first because I got to get used to it again because when you're talking, you're wasting a little energy. So I might not talk as much early on. But when I get in shape and you hear me talking, I mean I'm in shape.
I love it. What is your routine? Like when you how does your Sunday morning? So if it's a 1 o'clock game.
So 1 o'clock game, I wake up, probably go get some breakfast from like, you know, different places. We like First Watch. We like Sabrina's. We like all those good ones.
Sabrina's.
And we go order. I go pick it up just so I can get out, kind of get some music going in the car. Then come back. This is a home game now.
Right.
I'm talking. And so come back. We got to be there 2 hours before the game. So I get there I probably leave the house around like 9:30 because it takes about 30 minutes to get down. Then sometimes traffic, so I don't want to be playing it close. Sometimes you go right in. Sometimes it's you waiting in line, and I'm glad we came early because now I say it was at 10 o'clock. Now I'm here at 10:30.
So
it's like, come on, Dom, I got a call.
Yeah.
Can you get a police escort over here to get us through? Because it's blocked off, depending on the game. You know, you got a Dallas game or something. It's crazy. Night game, all that stuff. But 1 o'clock, that's usually like my routine. I try to get there like 10:15. Then, you know, you got your outfit on, you walking, you getting your pictures and all that stuff through the Eagles social media. Then you walking through, go through your metal detector. Then you in the locker room, and boy, the music playing. Get dressed, getting the hot and getting the steam, not the steam, but the hot and cold tubs.
Yeah,
and get that going. Get your body all ready. Then sometimes I might get my calves warmed up, get all the stuff warmed up. Then I just put my pants on and my stuff on because I don't want to be all I want to do is just think about putting my shoulder pads on when it's almost time for us to go out for pregame. Everything else be on already, so I'll be a little early with that. So yeah, man, it's just
listen to you,
man.
Tell that story. Like I feel the excitement.
I am. I know exactly processing it.
Yeah.
I do it every week too. Even when I wasn't playing, it's like, oh, I know what they doing. They doing this. Hope they doing that. You know, we say the prayer before we go out. All that stuff. You kind of go through this checklist in your mind because you know exactly what they doing, and you know a couple hours before the game on away games they got to take the bus going, get there. I mean, we got two buses, 2:30 and a 3:30. So it just depends on if you want to go on a later bus. Sometimes I go later, sometimes I go earlier, depending on how much I'm just excited to play. Even though I'm excited to play every time, but it's just sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just lay down a little bit more so I won't overdo it, because you can overdo it.
I'm sure you need your quiet time too, because you believe in your visualization.
Yes.
Like, which I think is
I do.
so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And you need your quiet time to be in your head, to visualize, to see it, to see you sacking whoever the quarterback is, to see you. I'm sure you play that highlight in your mind's eye over and over and over again.
And for me, I'm thinking about stuff that maybe it won't get done, maybe it does. Maybe it's better than what I dreamed or what I thought about in my mind. But I do have those visual moments of sacking guys or strip sacking them, scooping and scoring, all that stuff, catching interception or something like that. All the big stuff that you could do, helping the team win, making a big play at the end of the game, while listening to music. So it's kind of it's all good. It's been I am excited for that whole everything, that whole just regimen of what I do in routine.
How do you see this team so far? Now you go from analyst type of thing, right, on the show and talking about it, to now back inside.
Yeah.
And what are you seeing? Like, what do you want? What are you seeing from them?
What I'm seeing is they figuring it out offensively. It's not perfect, but it's like, hey, we can do it right there. So whatever that was, let's just keep building on that, and let's just keep having those talks, keep building up the relationships and the work relationships, and just not keeping the noise at a minimum, because I felt like the noise kind of trickled in where they ain't getting a pass game right, and then it's been all pass Broncos game, and then we lose because we ain't run the ball but 6 times with Saquon. It's like we got to have a good balanced attack. We got to do it the way we do it. Don't worry about what others are saying. They get paid too, so let them get paid to talk and say what it is that they think our weaknesses are, and then we just go out there and prove it by playing together, doing exactly what we already know is to be true, and that we are a together team, and that we can go out there and play with the best of them, and it's a week-to-week thing. And man, I think we put ourselves in position every time to potentially win more games than we lose.
Do you you have a relationship with everybody? I mean, like, a team's a team, right? So you're not going to be. I think what people don't understand is that it's like any other workplace. Like, you might know a guy, but you may not be close with him.
Yeah,
it's just so many people. It's a lot. It's like any other workplace. You're gonna have people you're very close with and those that you know. But a guy like you, I always sense, and watching you and watching you interact with people, that you have a presence with everyone. Like, that you'll try to kind of engage so that everybody knows that you're there for them.
Yeah, and man, sometimes I'm just willing to give up my time on a lot of that, because you just never know who really watch you, who need you at different times. I've had times where I'm like, man, I got to do this, but he need me, so I'm gonna stay around. And then end up working out anyway. So it made it seem like make it even feel even better, where a guy that I probably didn't have as much time for because I had to go do something, it ended up working out because I gave him what I gave him. It helped him, and then maybe something that I had to do, they're a little late, so it worked out perfect. And that's what I'm on, man. Like, if I see something, I try to say something, or if I feel something, I'll be like, man, let me go check on this guy. Especially if I know you had a bad game, I go to him, try to encourage him. Like, man, don't worry about that, man. I had this bad game. I'm gonna tell you my experience of what I went through, and all you got to do is just don't turn it on this week. That next game will come. You ball out that one, man. They don't worry about it. All is forgiven. It's a week-to-week league, so you got to be strong with that. And that's what I'm getting back into. That's what I love, the chaos.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. And it is. It's a week-to-week league, and the noise around it.
Yes.
Like, you see it from the media standpoint. Like, it's crazy. It's insane. Listen, I've made a living in it, and there are times where I'm like, oh, shut up, Ant, cuz what's the matter with you, right? Like, like what? It's October, right? It's a long season, and you get caught up in these moments. And in the media, it's like it's every week it's a different storyline. Every week with every team and the league and national people and everything.
Everything. Like, some teams, it's like, ooh, man, yeah, they look bad this year. Like, it's tough. Like, you got to chalk it up for some teams. not saying that they gave up, but some teams you can kind of tell they ain't got everything they need, and they trying to make it work with what they do have. But then you got some teams that, man, you got everything that you need. Now it's just getting out our own way. And then you got them ones in the middle where you got them fighters that's just gonna fight to the end. They might not be as talented as who you are, but if they got their attitude right, they can win any game as long as you keep it close. But yeah, man, we the type of team where we got to make sure we ain't getting in our own way, because Howie has put together a great roster. We got to stay healthy for one. Then we got to go out there and we got to make sure we encouraging, not listening to the noise when stuff is not going like you want it to go individually or as a team. But just know that it's gonna build to that, and we 5-2.
Yeah, baby.
5-2. So enjoy being that right now, and then let's go work on getting 6-2.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, you're making a run again. Like that's what it's about.
To the playoffs, and now it's one and done. So let's make sure we put the best week that we can put in to give ourselves a chance for this game. And there it is. And that's all you can really do. Everything, all the cards gonna fall where they're gonna fall, but make sure that you are as confident and prepared as you need to be.
That's perfect. And for everybody out there, you will be continue doing Brandon Graham Unblocked. Yes. You're a big part of the PHLY All City Network. Mm-hmm. I told you that, man.
I'm hyped, man. I'm thankful to have been a part of this. I thank you, for bringing me on. And
oh my God, we love you, and like you're gonna be doing your show, and we're gonna follow along.
We're gonna be talking
with you.
It's fun.
Great,
it's gonna be
man.
cool.
Yeah, exactly.
We on this ride together.
That's it. That's it.
We know.
We love you all. Everybody at Collegeville Bakery, Do That Dental, Crooked Tea, like everybody's excited.
Thank you.
So, my brother, just health. All right. Love you, brother.
Let's
have
go,
fun,
Birds.
man. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. There he is. BG. Back. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's talk about some business, shall we? Talk about some of our friends. Do That Dental, baby. I want to introduce you to the Do That Dental Group, the official dentist of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right. 5th season caring for the Birds, so you can trust them to care for you. All right? Do That Dental. First of all, the doc is the man. All right? He loves the Eagles. He loves them. Just absolutely loves them. It's amazing. The beauty is, from dental implants, advanced procedures, to cleanings and whitenings, this is the team you want. You want to talk about that smile, all right? You could smile like an eagle. They're in the network with all major insurances. No insurance, no problem. They have options especially for you. Visit them at PhiladelphiaEaglesDentist.com. That's PhiladelphiaEaglesDentist.com, and you can smile like an eagle. That's right. Smile like an eagle. Now, let's talk about Park Sportsbook and Now let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. What do we got, VG? What's our early line for their...
I gotta get in, man. I'm a little too excited right now with everything that's going on. Give me a second to get in here.
Well,
listen, I'm caught up in the energy. It even smells good. BG comes in here and the room smells good. It's like, oh man,
what a great day. It's so much fun. And again, I love his mindset, which is like, listen, I'm just here to serve my teammates, right? Like that's it. Like I'm just here for, it's not about individual coming back. Like we were talking about, like, it's not about some storybooks, ending and all this other stuff, and going to come in and grab 8 sacks. Like, it's the realistic goal here is to provide depth and leadership from a weakened position group.
100%.
And that's the truth of the matter.
And you can't do any better than that.
No.
And that guy there, man.
All right. Parks Casino, Eagles, Giants, early line.
-7 still.
All right. So,
I thought with the BG news would kick up to -7.5. Not yet. Over-under's 43.
I mean, again, dude, second time playing in 3 weeks. Come on, man. I mean, I'm thinking the same thing. I'm not trying to be green goggles. at home.
Come on.
After what happened, come on now.
Yeah.
I think you got to love them.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got to love them. Any line for
Early
the Dodgers?
line on the
James?
Dodgers game 1. Dodgers minus 155.
Jays. I'm rooting Jays.
155. Yeah, me too.
Let's go Jays.
Did you announce the pitchers yet? I don't even know the pitchers are announced yet.
Right?
I don't have any pitcher lines yet.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a healthy line.
All right. Lots to get to, but Parks Casino, you know it. All kinds of fun. There's always another way to win on the app. Yes, betparks.com has all the details. You can check it out.
Cleopatra, Huff and Puff, more stuff. Yucatan's Mystery, all over the place yesterday.
You got
Cash Eruption.
Yeah, and then all the live table games, live dealer, blackjack, roulette. I mean, you name it. The betparks.com is how you get there. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's talk about Cherry Hill Jeep. I tell you about Cherry Hill Jeep all the time. How about the deal going on right now? The true zero offer. 0 down payment, 0 first month payment, 0 security deposit. All right? That's 0.
Sounds pretty good. There's a lot of zeros.
That's
in a good way.
0. All right? Make sure you jump in on this offer. I mean, you got whatever you want. The 2025 Jeep Wrangler for just $289 a month. All right? The Jeep, every Wrangler delivers the strong drivetrains, innovative engineering, quality components that underpin the icon's legendary heritage. How about pull away the most luxurious and functional SUV, the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, also included in the true zero offer. You can't beat it, all right? Drive home your new Jeep or Ram truck today. Cherry Hill Jeep, a Folk auto dealership. CherryHillJeep.com is where you go. Tell them I sent you. You tell them Cuz sent you, all right? Go see Dante. He runs Cherry Hill Jeep. Go talk to Dante. All right, he's going to give you an additional $1,000 for your trade-in and the Cuz discount. All right? I know people buy Jeeps elsewhere. I just don't know why. I don't.
$289 for a Wrangler, 0 down? That's crazy.
I just don't know why. All right. Lots to do still. Coming up, we're going to talk a little Fly Guys with Charlie. And then we're going to have Franny's film session, the whole 9. Got to dive into a little what happened last night. The ALCS.
Oh, it was a good
with
game.
Hoffman.
Good game.
Oh, my God. But a great game took place in South Philadelphia last night. Incredible. Flyers, they're going to be fun.
Oh,
all right?
They are fun.
They are fun. And Tippett, 5 goals already on this season. Let's talk to our man from allphly.com and the PHLY YouTube show on the Flyers. He's the best. No one covers the Flyers like Charlie O'Connor on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Anthony. How you guys doing?
Good, Charlie. Fun day. Wish you were here.
Big day of news. I will be in the studio at 4 p.m. for the show, but yeah, it seems like it's been an awesome day at PHLY.
Yeah, we'll keep there's a lot of goodies here. Ooh. Collegeville Bakery brought in all kinds of goodies.
Of food.
All right, so we'll make sure we keep some for you, buddy. Put that aside for our Flyer guys. Hey, last night was a blast. Just you know what's fun is the energy back in the arena.
Yeah. I said on our post-game show last night that this is kind of the platonic ideal of what Rick Tocchet wants Flyers hockey to become, because it was a fun game. A lot of stuff happened. Flyers scored goals. They created more offense than they've created pretty much the entirety of this season, because they hadn't been creating much in the way of shots and chances. But there was also physicality. There were big hits. There were fights. There were guys sticking up for teammates. Like, this is what Rick Tocchet wants the Flyers to ultimately become. And look, this was a great game. You can't necessarily expect this to be how they're going to look every single night. But you saw a glimpse. You saw a glimpse of what it could be if this whole thing works. And that's exciting.
Well, and the other thing, too, you have to take into account, early on, talk about a murderous schedule, that you're playing the defending champions twice. You're playing Carolina. You're playing a string of good teams that you're not going to get a ton of chances early. So I was curious. I thought last night, I thought that they would have, that could be a kind of coming out party for the offense a little bit.
Yeah, and it absolutely was. Look, the star of this show right now, and I'm not saying that he's going to continue to be the star of the show, but the star of the show right now is Owen Tippett, who is just absolutely flying. Look, first part of the season, first few games, the Noah Cates line was carrying the load. Every time they hit the ice, they were having a good shift. None of the other lines are really creating much of anything. Now you've got Owen Tippett up with Sean Couturier and Travis Konechny. And we talked to Sean Couturier after the game, asking him, why is your line getting going? And he just laughed and he said, well, Owen Tippett's on fire, so that helps. Tippett is not single-handedly, because I think Couturier in particular playing really well. Konechny finally broke through with a goal last night. Hopefully that'll get him it'll get him stop being as tense on the ice, maybe loosen him up a bit. But Owen Tippett right now is playing just fantastic hockey. He's got 5 goals in 6 games, 4 goals in his last 3 games. The last 2 games, last night and then Saturday against Minnesota, I thought he was by far the best player, best skater on the ice for both teams. I don't know if this is just a hot streak.
Yeah, it's a game with Kaprizov in it, and Boldy. I mean, he's outshined some pretty good players.
Exactly. And in both those games, I thought he was the most impactful skater on the ice. Look, this might just be a hot streak. We've seen Tippett get hot before and then come back to earth, but you rarely saw Tippett have 2 straight games where he looked this good. And that's a really, really encouraging thought that maybe, just maybe, he could be turning the corner.
What is it about him that you're seeing that may be a little bit different?
Yeah, I think he's just playing. I think he's playing with more purpose. You saw in the third period last night, he had a big hit, which is, he's a big guy. He's 6'2". He's well over 200 pounds, and he's got great speed. So he has the physical ability to be a hitter, but he's never really fully embraced it. And we talked to him after the game, and he said, look, I'm not going around looking to blow people up, but hey, if the opportunity emerges, I'm going to take it. I think that's a little bit new. He's going to the net a little bit more, playing a little bit more net front, playing a little bit more in the low slot, not playing as much of a perimeter game. More than anything else, though, Owen Tippett's one of the fastest players in the NHL in terms of raw straight line speed. And he's playing with more purpose. When he's got his legs moving, he's moving. He's not just, flying in all directions. He's not floating. He is playing a north-south, very decisive game. And when he's playing that kind of game, there ain't many players in the NHL that can keep up with him.
Who else has kind of stood out for you early on so far?
Well, in terms of maybe not even surprise, but just like pleasant surprise, Dan Vladar. Very impressive in the early going.
Yeah.
Like he really, because he's a new guy. Obviously, they went out, they signed him in the offseason. So everybody's just kind of getting their first look at Dan Vladar. Flyers were alternating goalies the first 5 games. Last night, for the first time, Rick Tocchet goes back to a goalie for the second straight game, and it was Vladar. And Vladar, look, he made a mistake on the first goal he gave up last night. He turns the puck over playing the puck. But from that moment on, he was basically perfect, made a ton of big saves. And you're looking at through 4 games, Dan Vladar's got a .929 save percentage. Now, look, if he keeps that up the whole year, he's going to win the Vezina, and I don't think anybody should expect that. But right now, he's looking like a quality starting NHL goalie. And if last night was any indication, he might be seizing the #1 job.
Yeah, see, this is what excites me about him is that, goalies, he's 28, like goalies on the older side start to kind of come into their own. We always talked about that. You and I have had many conversations as to why and who knows. But I'm kind of excited because you and I were talking off the air and you brought up, we were talking about how they used him, right? Because they were trying to look at Wolf because he was your future. So you're trying to protect him, right? So you're not putting him in the second game of back-to-backs because the energy's not going to be there. So you're doing little things like that. And all of a sudden, Vladar, I think it kind of helped him.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, it showed that he's a very selfless guy because, look, he was in a contract year. He could have very easily pouted and said to Calgary, like, this is unfair. You're costing me money because I'm basically functioning as the heat shield for a young rookie and taking all the tough starts. But he just grinned and bared it. He did it with a smile on his face, didn't make any waves. And you looked at his numbers from last year, and they were about league average. His save percentage about the league average in terms of quality shots, same thing. But then if you take into account the fact that he was taking on so many tough starts, if this is what we remember, and it's early, it's 4 games in for Vladar. If this is what we remember as his breakout season, if this is the year where he finishes with, a 9-10 save percentages and establishes himself as an NHL number 1, you might actually think that maybe last year was like the secret breakout and his numbers were just deflated by the fact that he was taking on so many tough starts. And the only difference this year is that now he's in a place where he can be the guy rather than the guy who's just helping the guy who they want to be the guy.
A surprise for me, man. I know it's early, but Grabenkin, I'm a fan. I think we're calling him Grebby these days. I mean, he's showing some life out there. He's fun. He protected Hathaway last night. And I don't know. Is he going to mess around on the line? It seems like they're toying with Michkov, Zegras, and Grebby.
Yeah, they gave that a look at the end of the game, and I'm not gonna lie, line looked good. I mean, granted, it's garbage time, game's over. Probably Seattle isn't quite playing at full speed, but they were flying, they were making plays, they were creating chances. Look, Gurbenkin's a fun player, and we knew this going in. We knew that he plays physical, that he goes to the net, that he's got a big personality. But I think he really earned a lot of points with his teammates last night when Hathaway takes a hit. And it's not it was a weird hit. Hathaway kind of fell weird. It wasn't really an illegal hit, maybe sort of dirty, but not illegal. Gurbenkin didn't have to jump in and protect Hathaway and defend Hathaway. But he does. He jumps in. He's not really much of a fighter, but he wins the fight, wins the wrestling match.
Like a wrestling match,
yes. Yeah. Gets up, crowd's cheering, the players on the bench are losing it. They all got big smiles on their face. That's something that endears you to a new team. And he is a new teammate. He's a rookie. He got traded for last year in the Lawton deal, so they're still getting to know him. He's not the best at English, so they probably can't have a ton of deep conversations with him. That's what makes you part of a team. And yeah, I agree with you, VG. Gurbenkin looks fun. He looks like a fun player.
Yes.
I don't know if he's going to be anything more than just a good role player, but you need good, fun role players if you want to be a fun team.
Hey, Charles, we talked about Michkov and slow start, not being in shape. What did you see last night from him?
Better.
Yeah.
I thought that he was better.
Seemed like active.
Yeah, he was making plays. Still not all the way back, but as Taka put it after the game, it's all about inches, and he's moving forward. He's slowly getting there. Gets a nice assist on the I believe it was the Travis Konechny goal. He makes a nice cross ice pass as a mole, which sets up the goal. That's a really, really good play. He's moving through the middle of the ice. He's creating some zone entries, and look. Some of this is him getting used to Rick Tocchet as a coach. Rick Tocchet's going to have certain demands of a player, and that's fair. Tocchet wants the best for Michkov. He wants him to be not a two-way defensively oriented guy, but he doesn't want him hanging out in no man's land for the bulk of his shift. So there's going to be some push-pull there. And then there's the fitness thing. Now, he had the ankle injury in the summer that probably slowed down his workouts and his offseason stuff. He's kind of playing himself back into shape, so it's going to take some time. But I do think last night you saw some progress. He gets that assist. It seems like a breakthrough is on the way. Now, when it's going to happen, I guess we'll see. But it does seem like it's on the way. It seems like he's making progress, and that's great to see.
When do you think his shots will start to accumulate? Because one of the things when he's doing well, he's shooting the puck. Now, is that part of system, part of your line? When do you see that? Because that's always a telltale for me is when he was hot last year, he had 3 stretches where he was really hot, and he just piled up the shots.
Yeah, it's a good question. And you're right. He only has 9 shots on goal in 6 games. That's a low number for a guy like Michkov, who you want to be driving the offense. Some of this is going to be playing time. As he becomes more effective, Rick Tocchet's going to give him more minutes, and with more minutes comes more shots on goal. But I think a lot of it is just going to be Michkov's effectiveness.
Right.
He's not ending up in spots to shoot as often as he was last year. When the pace starts coming, when he starts doing a little bit less thinking on the ice and a little bit more just reacting to the situation based on what the new coach wants him to do, I think the shots are going to come because, look, Michkov wants to score goals. There's nothing that man wants to do more than score goals. You heard John Tortorella say it on ESPN a couple nights ago that, whenever there would be like a too many men on the ice penalty and the Flyers would have to put a guy of their own in the box, Mishkov would be staring daggers at Torts, begging to be the guy put in the box so he could get the breakaway coming out of the box, after they kill the penalty. So there's nothing this guy wants to do more than score goals, and I think he's going to do it eventually. It just comes down to him working himself back into peak condition and then building up that confidence.
Well, the power play, I looked great last night. 2 more goals. What have you seen differently from this power play?
Well, the joke we've been making on the show, and this is a reference to the Ron Hextall era, is that it has, despite the fact that they entered last night's game 1 for 15 on the power play, it has looked visually better.
Yes.
They were making plays.
Yes.
They were creating chances. They were moving the puck better. They just hadn't been scoring.
Yeah.
Last night, they finally broke through. It just felt like they were due. Tyson Forrester rips a really, really beautiful snipe of a shot for the first goal. Second play, though, I feel like was more impressive because that's just a great individual effort. Sometimes good players are going to make really good plays. That's hockey. Second one, though, you've got a nice play by Trevor Zegras to open up space for Cam York in the middle. Apparently, according to Rick Tocchet, that was something that they recognized in tape study going into the game, that if you broke down the Seattle penalty kill, if you could get the defenseman to the middle of the high slot, the middle, right up at the blue line, there was a ton of space to work with because of the way that they structure their penalty kill. That shows that the coaching staff is recognizing things. Then it shows that the players are able to execute on what they're learning in tape study. So York gets the puck up at the point, and then they got 2 guys. They got Noah Cates and they got Tyson Forrester right at the net, ready to deflect that puck. Originally, they give the goal to Cates. Then they switched it to Forrester, the NHL. Then the NHL switched it back to Cates at like 11:30. But the reason why they were switching it back and forth in terms of who they were going to credit the goal to is because 2 guys were in the right spot. They were making life hard for the goalie. That's a play. The Forrester play, look, great players are going to make great plays sometimes, or players who want to become great players like Forrester does. The second goal, though, that is a product of scheme. That's a product of good coaching, and that's a product of good execution. And that's something that you're hoping can be sustainable over the course of the season and make this power play, at the very least, not terrible, but hopefully pretty decent.
You bring up Forrester. He seems to be improved this year. What do you see different out of him?
I'm just happy he's getting off to a good start, because that's the thing about the last 2 years with Tyson is that he made the team 2 years ago and was doing all the little things right, couldn't get on the score sheet. He just could not break through. Then last year, he just got off to a straight up bad start. And he didn't start showing what he could do really, I would say, until like mid-November. Then he has the elbow issue this offseason, coming out of World Championships, and you're thinking, man, even if he's back for game 1, we're in for another slow start from Tyson Forrester. We're going to have to wait until next year before he gets off to a good start. Instead, he's flying. He looks 100% healthy. He looks confident. He's taking more shots. He looks a little bit more physical. He's on that great line with Noah Cates and Bobby Brink. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Tyson Forrester in the early going.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, the TK fight was great.
Yeah, that was great. That was awesome. It was. I love it. I just love they're going to be a fun ride. And I think that's my expectation is give me some life back in the building, become a fun ride. And, we've talked about this. They're going to have a big off season, and you never know, man. Never know. Make a run at the playoffs, baby.
Tocchet, the quote you had in your piece with Tocchet, too, where he's like, we figure we give a couple 2-on-1s and a breakaway to loosen them up a little bit.
He's the best. Tocchet's the greatest, man. He just is. He's a blast. Ciao. Thank you, buddy. I know you got to get to practice, so we appreciate your time this morning. We'll see you later on, 4 o'clock today for the Flyers show.
Can't wait. Thanks for having me, guys.
There he is, our man, Charlie O.
Good having
on
good
the
Flyers
Xfinity mobile call-in line. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. All right. You know what's a big deal?
No. Well, Brandon Graham's a big deal.
Well, yes, BG's a big deal, but also Franny Films.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking that down, breaking all the stuff down. He's got this new draft newsletter.
Okay.
That you got to be a part of.
Oh, if you're a diehard, you get it?
So, yeah. So, here's the deal. We're running the BG diehard special.
We are.
$55.
55% for his number off.
Right.
So get you down to
$55.
Get you down to $36.
Right.
Can't
55% off. Look at that.
Yeah. We like to make it. We're going to make you do a little math. A little math in the morning.
I like the 55% off.
Yeah.
I think it's smart.
Yeah.
All right.
$36. Can't beat it. $3 a month is less than $1 a week.
I mean, are you kidding me? And the draft guy's outrageous. All the stuff, all our Sixer stuff. By the way,
hey,
opening tip tonight. We got the association. Brain will be joining us about half hour.
Oh, round ball.
Talk a little round ball.
Where's the Sixers opener?
Tomorrow night.
Is that at home?
No, it's on the road.
All right. Maybe I can pop down to the home opener.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Pop down for that.
I can't.
I mean, if I'm going to be in, I might as well be in at the beginning.
I love this time of year. It's my favorite time of the year. So tonight we got Rockets and Thunder, Warriors, Lakers, and then tomorrow night it's all, baby. A full slate of games, and it starts in Boston. Sixers sees a depleted Celtics team.
You know what? I got.
They're beating Boston
now. Like,
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's not. I got a.
I love them tomorrow night.
yeah.
I was bringing up a nug with Thibodeau. He's been hanging out with the Celtics. You see this?
No,
He's giving them the scouting on how the Knicks took advantage of the Celtics. So he's helping them. Like,
oh wow,
yeah,
That's
he's giving them some tips on
The troll under the bridge,
That's
Thibodeau.
Tibbs. Yeah. I don't blame Tibbs though. Tibbs is how do you fire the guy? I mean, I know there's a beef. There was a beef, but
beef.
you
I
can't,
love a beef.
you
The
can't
beef.
fire that guy.
Beef.
All right, let's go to our man, Franny Films on the Xfinity mobile call-in line.
They do not crave food nor drink for nourishment, for they exist solely on the glow of the all-22 monitors. They are the Leatherheads, and he is Franny Films.
Good morning, Films.
Ant VG, what's happening, guys?
What's up, man?
Well, it's Happy BG Day to all.
That's right.
A lot of fun. And celebrating a good friend who's going to return. And again, you know, we were talking about it, and it was like, just forget the expectations, right? Just going in, you know, contribute, be a good veteran. I think it's pretty obvious what the roles for him to be. And I think he's perfect, and I think he understands it. It's not about storybook endings and piling up sacks. Just go in and contribute. And, you know, they need snaps off the edge. He could do that, and he could be a leader in that room.
You know, I said it with EJ last night. We did an emergency podcast when it looked like we were heading this way. And just watching Brandon earlier with Bo over on the BG Unblocked podcast, like, I couldn't help but, like, smile watching him talking about returning. You know, this is a guy that clearly gets so much enjoyment from this game, right? And so being able to see a guy that feels good about the decision to come back and continue to play the game that he loves, and he's going to bring so much energy to that unit. Obviously, you talked earlier about the veteran leadership that they need on that side of the ball. It's just a really young group. So being able to see a guy like do what he loves to do, has so much fun doing it, gets to do it again. It's awesome. It's going to be awesome to follow over the next several weeks.
Yeah, it will. And everybody should follow along. Brandon Graham Unblocked, BG Unblocked every week right here on the All PHLY network. All City PHLY. Franny, let's dive in. All right. So many good things on Sunday. It just felt good. Jalen was on fire. I thought it was his best throwing game that I've ever seen him play. Like, I know he's had games, a Super Bowl, to the one they lost, but it was different circumstance. Like, there was RPO, right? Guys were wide open. It's a little different, right? 20 times with him under center, thank God. I think he embraced it. He finally embraced all this stuff, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, to me, you know, watching Jalen this past week, it's a lot. It's tough because there were some of the straight drop back stuff that popped back up, and it's like, all right, he goes to a check down here, check down there, and that's going to juice some of the completion percentage numbers. You know, and Andrew has put up these numbers here that we can kind of take in. I mean, 83% completion, like that's outstanding. Now, not all completions are created equal. I broke down a handful of them on the show yesterday. What I loved being able to see was that there were, and really it's two aspects of the passing game. Okay. First, you talked about embracing some of those things that we've all kind of been clamoring for and looking around to, like, how come they're not under center? How come we don't see the play action? You know, the motion before the snap, all of these different things. Well, All of those facets showed up in the game plan on Sunday and showed up on some of these big plays. The pre-snap motion, a big reason why A.J. Brown gets matched up on a strong safety on the opening touchdown. So even though, yeah, that's a scramble drill outside of structure, the fact that they went in motion, that creates the confusion that gets A.J. Brown, your number one receiver, matched up on a strong safety. You're going to take that every single day of the week, right? So you have that. Then you have the under center play action element that gets Devontae Smith not just open down the field for the longest catch of his career, 79 yards and a touchdown, but also some of those big chunk plays over the middle of the field. We've long talked about, like, Jalen doesn't like throwing over the middle. He doesn't like throwing over the middle. A lot of that is tied into the fact that this has not been an under center play action offense. They just don't, for whatever reason, whether it's Sirianni or Hurts or whatever it is, that dynamic, they have not wanted to get under center and run these play action concepts. And when you don't do that, it's harder to be able to access the middle of the field just because the linebackers, the safeties, there's not those voids in the coverage. Well, in this game, they were able to do it. They had 4 completions of under center play action, which is like, that's 4 times as many as what we saw in the previous 6 games for this offense. So I think when you see that, I'm excited to see if that continues, if they continue to do it here this week against the Giants, or if that was like a game plan specific decision here against Minnesota. And then the other aspect of it, and is just the fact that they were able to be aggressive outside of structure. When Jalen scrambles, so often it's been like, all right, he's going to scramble and maybe he's going to run, he's going to create a big play, or he's going to scramble and it's going to be a throwaway, or it's going to be a scramble and it's something underneath. They have not been overly aggressive. Jalen has not been overly aggressive on those scramble drills. Well, in this game, you had the scramble drill touchdown to A.J. Brown. You had some big gains to Devontae Smith down the field as well, late in the down. This was the first time. He's had 26 games. This was a number I put in my diehard piece that went up breaking down Devontae Smith's big day. Jalen Hurts, as a starter, the last 4 seasons, has had 26 games where he averaged a positive EPA per scramble dropback. So he breaks the pocket, and it's a good thing for the offense. They're adding points to the scoreboard. This was the only game in those 26 outings where he accomplished that without actually running on one of those scrambles, right? So everything he did was with his arm when he did break the pocket. And look, he's a great scrambler as a runner. I'm not saying you take that away, but I think that does paint the picture of how when you're aggressive and you invite randomness and you want to be making these plays outside of structure, you got to make the defense pay for it a little bit with some of these explosive plays down the field. And in this game, to both AJ and Devontae, they were able to do that.
Yeah, I that is what excited me the most, because their scramble drill had been horrible, like just not good. So that I also heard, listen, that I think he embraced, they've been trying to get him to go under center and it's not comfortable. And I think he embraced it. I think he trusted himself. He trusted his coaches. And I think the ball primarily was out on time. And we know he throws a wonderful deep ball, right? But more importantly, like, he saw everything quick. He processed really quick. Ball was out, and the ball was out on time.
And if that's the case, like if it's like, hey, like Jalen, that you were the person that we needed to convince, and now you see the ball go through the hoop, a handful of times here in this game, and they try and they lean into that more often throughout the course of the season, this offense is going to live up to the potential that they've got. And when you and I mean like with the passing game, and that's been the thing, like, because it continued again. They can't run the ball with authority right now, and they do need to fix that before the frost ends up on the pumpkin. They have to make sure that they can run the ball more efficiently and more explosively as they get into late November, December, into the postseason. They've got to be able to run the ball better than what they've shown so far. But to be able to lean on this passing game, if they're able to be explosive and be efficient and not turn the ball over, you're still able to maintain a lot of what made you successful a year ago. But then you're explosive on top of it. That will make this offense very hard to stop.
Okay.
I just wanted to, because you brought up the running game. Yesterday, you were just saying when you analyze the film, the running game comes down to blocking issues. And I was just wondering, is it people don't know where they're supposed to be, or are they just not capable blockers?
It's just one of those things where all of it's a little bit different every time. There were plays last week against the Giants where it's like, oh, like Jordan Mailata just like missed a block that last year he didn't miss. Cam Jurgens, he gets up to the linebacker, he's up on Blake Cashman, and he's like, all right, like this is a block that we've seen Cam Jurgens make time and time again. And he holds him for a second, but isn't able to sustain. And now that run goes for 5 yards instead of, maybe last year that goes for double digits. And so I think ultimately across the board, it's not just as simple as, Mekhi Becton's out and Tyler Steen's in, and this run game's not the same. I really don't think that that's the case. Steen has been okay. He's been fine. He's been a league average guard. But I think that when you look across the board, they haven't been able to get that same quality of play. And I think injuries certainly have played an impact on that. When you look at Cam Jurgens, when you look at Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, we know. Now, I will say, Dickerson probably looked the best that I've seen him all season this week. Coming out, I think that those couple games of rest, I think certainly did help him. It seemed that way. So I'm excited to see if that's a good sign moving forward for the left guard.
Hey, were you surprised how Flores played them? Because he didn't flood the zone as much as I thought he would. And like the cloud coverage, like what I would do, like, especially if I'm looking at AJ, I play them way more with a lot more cloud coverage.
Yeah, they played a ton. It seemed like their idea was, all right, we are going to send different versions of pressure, and then we are going to play a lot of like the too high split safety stuff, but it was like weird versions of it. And look, they went out and they executed. The one thing that I think they didn't do as much.
There was a lot of man behind it, though. I saw a lot of man.
Well, they started playing a little bit man late. The big thing was that they sent a lot of like the cover zero pressures where it was like a 6-man pressure, but they played this unique kind of a too high zone. And honestly, it happened on the touchdown. So the Devontae Smith deep ball touchdown, they're playing a version of cover 2 on that play where it's 2 high safeties and it's just 3 guys underneath. It's a 6-man blitz. It's a lot of room for those guys to cover. Isaiah Rodgers is playing corner. He's actually a deep safety on that play. And so that's one of those things where when you do try and get creative with your coverages and try and mess with the quarterback in that way, you can do what's called disguising yourself out of coverage. Where now it is a big ask for a lot of those guys to cover that ground and say like, hey, we're showing man, but then we're actually going to play this version of zone. And sometimes you can get caught.
Yeah. I was just, Boldy and I were talking about it yesterday. I was just like, wow, it was I was surprised by it. I really was. What'd you see from the defense?
Yeah, I think the defense, look, at the end of the day, they are still kind of getting their feet under them at a couple of those positions, right? I think that adding Brandon Graham, which we'll talk about, I think that will help that defensive line, namely like on early downs. I think anything that BG gives them as a rusher is almost like a cherry on top. I'm more excited. What does he bring in terms of being able to set the tone at the point of attack? I think the teams right now are a little bit more comfortable than maybe the Eagles are accustomed to with leaving their tight ends and sometimes even receivers to block their edge rushers in the run game, right? And it's not that, Jalen Hunt is a bad run defender. It's kind of the Tyler Steen discussion. He's a fine run defender. He's okay, but he's not a plus player at the point of attack. He's not a needle mover who's changing the line of scrimmage and saying like, yeah, like you can't block this guy with a tight end. That is a futile effort. So I think that when you're looking at the way that BG can help this defense, I think that will certainly be one area that I am focused on. Obviously, the other cornerback spot is going to continue to be an issue. We know that when you look at what Quinyon Mitchell can bring, they had a great plan for Justin Jefferson in this game, right? I mean, they held it was 5 catches for like 70+ yards, and one was on the 40-yard catch, the catch and run underneath where Makuba misses that tackle along the sideline where he's coming from depth. Outside of that, they shut number 18 down, and so I think when you look at what their plan was,
Coop played great. Yeah. Coop had a great game.
Coop played great. Quinyon had a strong game. Like that to me, you look at those two guys and you're set. They had some good plays dialed up for Jordan Addison to kind of say like, all right, we're going to game plan him open. And then there were other times where Addison made some plays, and others where it's like, yeah, you'd like Keely Ringo or Dory Jackson, whoever that was in coverage in that given moment, to be able to make a play on that. So I think that's maybe one area where in the next 2 weeks, are they able to shore that up? If not, then Vic Fangio and that defensive staff, Christian Parker, they're going to have to try and find ways to mitigate that and game plan around that. And you hope that the rush plan will be able to impact the quarterbacks and not allow them to be able to pick on that position as often. But that, to me, is going to be one of the big themes with this defense moving forward.
You feel so after looking at the film and as Bo likes to call it, your grabby grabs or snappy snaps.
Terrible. Snappy snap. We'll go
So
snappy snap. Yeah.
after you do your snappy snaps, do you feel?
Yeah, that's a cringe.
Yes. Do you?
The grabby grab. We got to retire that one.
Please. That's cringy.
Yes, very much.
You
so.
tend to feel better than the defense because he's been harping for weeks now that this defense has got problems and he doesn't feel good about them.
I think that it's to me, and where I've always pushed back on Bo with it when it comes to the defense is like the expectations. Like I expected there to be a little bit of fall off with the defense because of the talent that you lost up front, the fact that you were leaning on as many young players as you are. I mean, Makuba, there are a couple plays every game where I'm like, yeah, like that's exactly what you want from a rookie safety. And then there are a couple plays every game where you're like, yeah, that's where you come to expect when you play a rookie safety, right? Like,
Yeah.
there are some mental lapses within every game where you're like, like all right, he lucked out on this play, or his eyes were in the backfield on that one. The Hawkinson near touchdown that guy, that went under review. Like Makuba got his, lost his eyes in the backfield for a little bit and let Hawkinson get behind him. So I think that there are a handful of plays every game that he would like to have back. And you're hoping by the time you get into the second half of the season, let these guys take their lumps. And then when you get into the second half and you're playing down the stretch, those guys can play a little bit better. We know that this group's been banged up. Jalen Carter has not been 100%. He shows up and is able to make some big plays and pressures on the quarterback for a number of key interceptions. That happens on a weekly basis, it seems like. But I think when you're looking at that group as a whole, all right, get Nolan Smith healthy, see if Jalen Carter can get to 100%, make sure that all the rest of that group is able to stay healthy, and you feel better about it overall.
How do you guys feel about Makuba? Because it seems like a bit of a miss because Xavier Watts looks ridiculous taken like a whole round later. I mean, I know it's early, but it seems like they're a world apart.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was that we talked about it draft night, was that, you had the top two safeties in the class in Starks and Imanwari, who both are balling out right now for their respective teams. And then it was after that, it was a cluster of guys that everybody, had a different stack in terms of how they viewed it. I personally, I liked Watts a little bit more than Makuba. Yeah. I get why they liked Makuba more. He fit the ethos a little bit in terms of the aggressiveness and the zone instincts. There were questions about the size, but they did go out on a limb. They stuck their neck out for Makuba because when you have that cluster, some people feel like, all right, well, let's let other people pick away at it, and then we'll see who's left. That's a good way to kind of address value that way. But they said, no, we're putting our stamp on it. We want Makuba. So, time will tell on that one, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it a minute, man.
I know, man. Watts looks like a stud right now.
He does, but you got to give it a minute. We both like Watts. It's funny. I remember talking to you about Watts, and we both liked him a lot. But listen, you got to give Makuba a minute.
I'm not saying Watts just looks like a game changer.
Yeah, well.
VG, the guy that was sitting in that seat 20 minutes ago, is a great example of how you got to kind of let that thing play out a little bit. We remember what JPP, what Jason Pierre-Paul looked like early in his career, and those guys were compared to each other. First round, same position, and obviously, look, both guys turned into good players. But the Eagles feel good about Brandon Graham and that selection back in 2010.
I was talking about it earlier because this has had to be about 10 years, 8, 9 years ago. I apologize to VG because I wanted what's
Earl
his
Thomas.
Name? What's that? Earl Thomas, yeah. I mean, remember they lost Doc and they moved Doc. Doc left to go to Denver. They hadn't replaced him. And Earl Thomas at that point was just a wrecking ball coming out of Texas. And I remember going, dude, I got to get Earl Thomas. And then so it was probably about 8, 9 years ago. I was like, dude, I got to apologize to you, man. I was always about Earl Thomas.
And it's one of those things, it was the same thing last year where people were ready to give up on Nolan Smith coming out of training camp. It's like, oh, he's playing in the second half of the final preseason game. This guy's a bust. Like, oh, what were they thinking? And he's a pivotal player down the stretch and is one of the big reasons why they had the playoff success that they had. So, I think that you got to preach a little bit of patience with these guys and let them kind of play the string out a little bit.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel going in with the offense and stuff? I heard there were people around town yesterday saying, if you took away the pick six, they got outscored by Wentz and the Vikings. You talked to Franny about, I think yesterday you said their success rate was pretty abysmal, but their EPA was good, which means they had good explosive plays. Everything else was kind of mediocre. How do you guys feel rolling in with the offense going into this week?
Yeah, I think that to me, when I look at that offensive game plan and the way that that things played out, the fact that if we're going with what Ant is saying in terms of hey, they got the quarterback to buy into the process of working under center and the work in the play action game. And if that's something they're going to build on, then I feel much better about what we saw Sunday, because then it's like, all right, like this wasn't just a 1 week blip. Like this is going to be the identity moving forward. They're going to lean more into this. Love that. Because I think that when you're looking at it, yeah, it's kind of what I said at the beginning of the conversation, where like, I know the completion percentage numbers were great, but if it's, 2nd and 10, first down, they run and go no yards, and it's 2nd and 10, and you had a vertical route concept where maybe the ball should have been thrown down the seam, and then the second read was A.J. Brown wide open down the right sideline, and he didn't like that. So then he got to the check down and he completes it to Saquon Barkley for -2 yards. Yeah, like the completion percentage numbers are good, but that's not a successful play, right? And so the same thing if it's 3rd and 8 and you complete for 4, that's not a successful play when you go to punt. I think what the bigger thing is that, and that's where like the differences come between success rate and EPA, is it's like home runs and strikeouts in baseball. Like, all right, just go and hit dingers. Like, I think when this offense, if they show that ability to be explosive, it's really going to unlock the rest, because now maybe that softens up the box a little bit.
Yes.
Now it's the things aren't as crowded for Saquon Barkley. It'll be a big thing for this offense.
But what sort of adjustments are team making? Because for the second week in a row, you saw first drive success in the run game, and then it peters out.
And that's what I don't know that it's necessarily like a defensive adjustment, or if it's just like, hey, like they come out and they're geared up and then they just kind of lose momentum. It's tough for me to say. All I can say is like when I'm watching, guys just miss blocks, and maybe that's something where that should make you feel good, where it's all right. Maybe by week 13 they're not missing blocks, but it's one of those things that's just kind of tough to put your finger on.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm looking like, they can't be adjusted. Like, it's one drive, right? You're looking at it.
Yes.
But it was so pronounced both weeks where they were gaining chunks. Like, they were able to actually have real success running it. Like, it looked right. Mm-hmm. But then it just kind of dies.
Yeah, the Giants game, I felt like more so where it was like, man, like that. I feel like they could have leaned into it more as the game went on. With the Vikings game, I felt like they tried to go back to it every now and then, and they just didn't have success.
Yeah, they did. All right, let's look big picture for a second, and I'm curious to look at the league. So let's go league wide, and let's stay in the NFC and kind of how you see it. All right, because I was messing around with my NFC rankings. To me, there's a clear number one, and it's the Lions. I mean, you saw it last night. Even with a depleted secondary, their front is really good. They were able to stop White. They stopped the Tampa run game. They can get after the quarterback and harass the quarterback. And offensively, they're just ridiculous. So Gibbs again taking one to the house. He's my favorite running back in the league. We're just watching him go, man.
I mean, incredibly dynamic, and that defense continues to just find ways to be able to figure it out, right? We know that this is a team that they're going to be well coached, and so at the end of the day, can you kind of outlast them? Will the injuries continue to take their toll on that roster? Will they be able to force their way from a depth standpoint to the winner circle? At the end of the NFC picture, that's going to be one of the big storylines. Obviously, they weren't able to do that. It was too much for them to overcome last year. Will they have a little bit of positive regression there in that category, stay a little bit healthier to put them in better chance to have success late in the season?
All right, 2, I gave a little green goggles, and I go Eagles and what they can be, and off their resume as being the champs, I think you can make the case for them being 2.
Yeah, I think so. I think that when you look at Detroit, look, to me, this NFC is crowded, man. When you look at the way that Tampa has played throughout,
they're really jumped. It's hard to discern week to week because health plays such a big part of it, right? Like if Tampa has Ibuka healthy and Evans back, well, they're going to be better than 4 or 5. Like they're going to be good. They're going to be formidable.
Yeah, and well, I mean, this injury to Evans is that's a tough pill to swallow. Certainly, if you're the Bucks, but you hope that Ibuka. I mean, I honestly was a little surprised that he even played last night. Usually, when a guy has a hamstring, Yeah, a guy has a hamstring. Like, you don't want to mess with that, just to make it. You don't want that to get worse, especially with Godwin already kind of dealing with setbacks with his injury. But obviously he was able to be a full go last night. They're hoping that they can get Bucky Irving back into the swing of things. That offensive line, like some of those guys are getting healthier, some of those guys aren't coming back. Yeah, and then Reddick got hurt. So it's. That's a team where they hope that the injury bug kind of stays where it's at and it doesn't continue to swamp things for them. But look, I mean, some of these other teams here, they're going to be feisty. Atlanta, I think, has the ability to be feisty. That's a young, fast defense. They're going to give up some big plays. That offense has the ability to be explosive, both in the running game and in the passing game. And so I think you look around, like the NFC is going to be formidable for sure.
Yeah, it was interesting watching Atlanta the other night. They got frustrated. The Niners, talk about injuries. I mean, that Niner defense, I mean, they're all young and they're all hurt, and it's unbelievable. But they're so well coached. They were able to really frustrate Penix. I saw him frustrated Sunday night.
No question. They are, and that San Francisco team is well coached on both sides of the football. They are going to maximize what they've got. But you lose Bosa, you lose Fred Warner. You go to the offensive side. I know they got Kittle back, but they've had injuries along the offensive front. The receiver position is banged up to hell. So are they going to get Ayuk back? Is Jawan Jennings even happy when he comes back? I know he's going through a contract dispute there. So is Christian McCaffrey going to be able to stay healthy? What's Purdy's situation? It's going to be fascinating to watch.
I like Mac Jones though. I like him. I've always liked him. I always thought he had a shot. And with Shanahan, he's great for guys like him.
No question. But I think the big thing, though, when you look at that team is, all right, well, outside of the division's very, very good. Outside of that division, their schedule is just not tough. So I think they have the ability to continue to stack wins. Yeah. Then you get to December, like, all right, well, what does this team look like in December?
Yeah, are they? And they could be a phony. They could be propped up. Then you got the Green Bay, Chicago. I like Green Bay. VG doesn't like Green Bay. I think Green Bay is still kind of a sleeping giant. Like I think they're going to be a challenge, particularly come November, December.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a team that's got a lot of talent with a lot of high expectations. But they've had some injuries on both sides. You fight through that. What does the cornerback position look like? Are they going to be able to get some of those stops in key crucial situations? But look, I mean, when you have that pass rush, when you have the speed that they have at linebacker, they've got playmakers at safety, and then offensively, I mean, they can beat you in a lot of different ways. That run game is real, and they can beat you with brute force at the point of attack, but then they can out scheme you. You got a lot of faith in that coaching staff on both sides of the football. Jordan Love is explosive. Matthew Golden is continuing to ascend. I'm with you on that. In that one, I think that Golden is continuing to feel more comfortable in that offense. They're down Jaden Reed, they're down Christian Watson, but they're going to find ways to get chunk plays. So I do think that that's one of the more underrated teams right now in terms of, like, they start 2-0 and everyone thought, that's the Super Bowl team. And then they've looked a little lackluster over the last few weeks in terms of, like, they kind of slept through a win in Arizona. And, you go down the rest of their schedule and you haven't been that impressed. That's a good team, man. And by the time they don't need to be fully fledged out right now. It's October 21st. Now, when you get to November 21st, you get to December 21st, what does that team look like? My guess is when you do NFC Power Rankings in the next couple months, like, they're going to be one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the conference.
I'm completely with you.
Hey, I just saw this about AFC, NFC. AFC has 3 teams 5-2 or better, 5-2 or better. NFC has 7 teams 5-2 or better. AFC 4 teams with 1 or fewer wins. NFC 1 team with 1 or fewer wins. NFC is remarkably better right now.
Well, I mean, it's deeper. There's a lot of talent. I mean,
and they're 25-13 against the AFC this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are interesting, man, because when CeeDee's healthy, Dak can sling it. He's getting the ball out quick.
It's the question is going to be, like, are they the Cincinnati Bengals from last year, where they're going to score a bunch of points, but they can't stop a nosebleed, like, just defensively? Like, are they going to be able to get stops when they need it? I don't have a lot of faith in that unit to be able to get that job done.
No.
Can I ask you one thing? I mean, people like me knew, like, casual fans may not know this. You dropped a term on me that I need a little explaining. A turkey hole?
All right. So basically, in cover 2, you've got the 2 high safeties and you've got 5 defenders underneath.
Yes.
The turkey hole is that spot along the sideline, underneath the safety and over top of the corner. So just quick little sweet spot there in zone coverage along the sideline, over the corner, under the safety in cover 2.
You know that term?
Yeah.
Is that a new term?
No.
That's like a John Gruden special right there.
Oh, all right. It's a Grudenism.
Well, no, but they're
It's before, yeah, right.
yeah.
Before
It
Gruden.
predates.
He made it
weird?
popular.
Like,
No.
oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
You're like weird. Like I'm saying.
No, I was no, I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
I just you make me laugh. All right, real quick, because you have this draft newsletter that you're this is awesome. All right, you got to tell people about this.
Yeah, so look, the draft guide just went live today, like I don't know, like an hour ago, not 90 minutes ago. So I've written up reports on 150 plus prospects on the 2026 draft. And the best part about this is that you're watching college football on Saturday, Friday night, Thursday night, whatever you're watching. You pull up the whatever teams you're watching, put it into the draft guide, and all the prospects that I've written up for that team in that game, you've got available at your fingertips. And anytime I make a change on a player, I'm watching film constantly throughout the course of the week. Anytime I make a change, it's reflected in the guide, right? So literally it's a living and breathing document, and you can kind of follow me on my journey as we get ready for next spring. So you're able to get that right now. But also, if you go down to the bottom of the page, there's a link where you put your email address in, and you are able to sign up for a newsletter that I'm going to be writing a newsletter out. That's going to be going out weekly during this time of year. Maybe we'll make it like twice weekly as we get into the spring and we start getting into the heat of draft season at the combine and Senior Bowl and things like that. But just whatever's going through my mind when it comes to the draft process, all the team needs, all that stuff. So make sure you subscribe.
Awesome. I'm so excited for it, man.
I appreciate
this
it.
is so good. It's so good. Hey, speaking of which, man, I was talking to Matt Rule, and we do the podcast on Mondays, and yesterday we were just talking about how bananas this thing is. How this year is crazy. I mean, you can't go on the road as a ranked team and escape without a fight.
I think it's the new normal in college football, man. And there are some people that don't like it because they're like, oh, there's going to be a 3-loss team in the playoff. Like, God forbid. We see teams go on runs in March Madness that, lost 20 games in the regular season, and people, don't get upset by it. But now, the idea that a 3-loss team could make it to the college football playoff and maybe win for, contend for a championship, we clutch our pearls about it. We see it in the NFL all the time where a 6 seed goes to the Super Bowl. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so much. Enjoy the ride that this college football
I agree. It's because of free agency, or in this case, the portal, right? When you have the fact that you're paying kids and you're building a roster, you have, your personnel people. Well, what the offshoot of that is a lot of parity, right? So all of a sudden, these teams, all of a sudden you can have Indiana, right? All of a sudden you see these teams, and how about Mississippi? They go out and get the kid playing in Division II, right? And the kid just balls out. He's balling out against Georgia. Georgia didn't get a stop until the fourth quarter. Midway through the fourth quarter, they got their first stop of the game.
Trinidad Chambliss, this guy's at Ferris State last year, and now he's on the biggest stage and doing what he's doing in the SEC. This is the new normal in college football. And you mentioned some of the Vanderbilt, the highest ranking that they've had in nearly 80 years, right? And I think that when you look around the landscape of college football, the parity is going to be good for the sport. It's gonna create some awkwardness as they continue to kind of massage what this looks like, and there are things that absolutely need to change with the landscape of things right now. But I think that the parity that this has created, I think, is really good for the health of the game.
I do too. By the way, the Irish are good.
Irish are good, man. I just did their number one back. Jeremiah Love is awesome. That number 2 back,
Price, Jadarian Price.
Man, I just wrote him up.
Dude, he's like Gibbs.
It's a great example. I submitted my top 50. That's available right now, and he wasn't on the top 50 because I hadn't studied him yet. I studied him last night. He's in the top 50 now. So if you go into the draft guide, it's in there. So it's a good example of why you need to become a diehard.
Dude, he's like Gibbs light. Like he's got these like he's so quick, right? He bursts through the line. I love the kid. The problem is like Love is legitimate. Like Love's a stud. So they got 2 ridiculous, and Carr's playing well. Like their defense has got better. Notre Dame's a good team, man.
You know who I thought of when I watched Price? On in this place. Oh, you got green goggles on. Yeah, he's over there flexing.
Let's go Irish.
No, but if you watch it, it's hard not to.
It's in my blood, man.
I only watch top 10 teams, so I don't even see them play.
And you know who I thought of with Price? I thought of Felix Jones when he was at Arkansas.
Yes,
it was another like he paired with Darren McFadden, so it was interesting too that he had that 1-2 punch there in college football.
Yeah, that's a great comp. Felix Jones, man, that's great.
Good name.
It is a great name. You think there was another school that brought back 2 running backs that you thought was going to be a linchpin for a national championship type of team, except they just lose. Oh, they beat Iowa.
No, I think when you look at Penn State, they are leaning heavily into Katron Allen now. Like he played like double the snaps of Singleton. Which honestly, I've always felt that Allen was the better player. So I'm not shocked to see that that's the way that things are trending there.
I just didn't understand how you deployed them. I mean, what'd you think of Franklin on Saturday?
Not all that surprised by how that's played out and how that's being perceived.
He's already politicking, baby.
Hey man, he's been a really good coach. He is a really good coach. He's going to go. My guess is that the next school that hires him is going to be really happy for a long time. Is he going to get you all the way there? I don't know, but I don't know that matters.
He puts a lot into his coordinators, man. I think ultimately his downfall started with that.
Yeah, it was a tumultuous offseason. You lose your defensive coordinator. Everyone was excited about Jim Knowles, and honestly, like I don't even think that was like the big issue. It's layered conversation when it comes to Penn State for sure.
You're right, Franny. Great stuff, buddy. I could do it all day, man. Really love it. Great stuff. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate it, guys.
There he is, Franny Films. Sorry, I
think you got like a double. I think you got a double standard. I think during football talk, if I would have said "clutch my pearls," you would bust my stones a little bit. Franny dropped the clutching my pearls.
I do,
and it was okay with him.
You're right. I'm guilty.
If I said, "Oh, clutch my pearls" about that some play or the Eagles defense, you would bust my stones pretty hard.
No. Not the way you just said it. The way you just
that's
said
what it means.
You cannot say it that way.
Silent, rich women.
You're like, clutch my pearls. You're like, clutch my pearls. You can't say it that way.
That's what the saying means.
You're right, VG, but you can't say like
you cannot tough it up. Clutch my pearls and make it sound football.
But Fran didn't say it. Like, clutch my pearls.
Clutch my pearls.
He was like, clutch my pearls. You were like, clutch my pearls.
No, it's not appropriate during football talk.
You're talking, whatever. Oh, you're right. It is guilty.
If I said that, I would not hear the. You mean clutch my pearls? Come on, we're talking with a leatherhead here. Clutch my pearls.
No. You're right in that there is a double standard. Even your questioning about Turkey Hole, like
I know, it was like.
I mean, you're right. Like I shouldn't expect you to that's not.
Sorry, I'm not up on John Grudenisms. I mean,
no, it predates him. It does.
I don't know. I just looked it up. I mean, ChatGPT says it's
great term. Great term.
But whatever. I mean, it is football guy vernacular.
Yeah, and you got to mix in clutch my pearls with that.
All right, let's talk business. Let's go to Ashley, baby.
Let's do it.
You need furniture. You need Ashley. We're good.
Oh, we did the thing?
Yes.
The thing went? Oh, I was waiting for the thing to go. Oh,
the
holiday
thing went.
sales are here. They're here right now at Ashley. It's a perfect time to get your home ready for the season and save big. From stunning dining sets for all your holiday feasts to super cozy sectionals, perfect for movie nights. We have everything you need to make this season magical. And the more you shop, check it out, the more you save with up to 25% off store-wide. Or take advantage of special financing with 5 years, no interest. 5 years, no interest, free loans. Take advantage of it. Discover great deals in-store and online only at Ashley.
All right, let's talk about Parks Casino, Street Road, Bend, Salem. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino. And let me just tell you what they got cooking. All right, Parks Casino. So every Sunday at noon and every Monday at 6.
Sunday at noon, Monday at 6.
$1 hot dogs, $3 Miller Lights.
Oh, yeah.
$5 Peronis.
Give me them
Oh.
Peronis.
Yeah.
I love a Peroni.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Peroni fan.
Surprise. You know, I didn't think you'd be down with the Italian beer.
No, but I like Peroni. It's just a good, lot tasty. It's, you know. Listen,
It is a good beer. It's very
good beer.
refreshing
It's
and
like,
crisp.
right. It has that. There's a few of them like that. Stella's like that.
Yeah.
I like a Peroni. Like it. I like with a hot $1 dog.
Yeah.
Watching a million games. Like
There's
we
nothing.
got the Sports Equinox.
Yes.
It begins tomorrow.
Yes.
The Sports Equinox, where you have 4 sports happening.
Love it.
Right? World Series. The NBA starts tomorrow. The World Series is about to kick off. We're going to have football, college, hockey. Like, you can't beat it.
Mm-mm.
So go to Parks Casino and just sit in the sportsbook, and there's a million screens. And you can just enjoy yourself and watch all the games. $1 dog.
Yeah, it's like
Peronis.
being in heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's so much fun. They have everything, though. All the table games and the slots and the 360 lounge, the best.
Great cover bands.
Great cover bands, great comedians, all the great acts. It's perfect for guys' night out, girls' night out, after work happy hour, date night, or just meet up night with friends to eat, drink, and watch the game. Tickets to all shows are available at parkscasino.com. Got to be 21. A gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So let us go back in the day, my man.
Yeah, let's do it. This is a special.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh, yeah.
45 years, I think, if my math is correct, today. Huge day in Philadelphia history.
45 years ago today?
I think so. I think that's my math is correct. Give or take a year.
So 1980.
Yes.
So the Phillies Royals World Series?
Yes.
Was this the clinch?
The crowd will tell you what happens.
Lefty. Tugger, what am I saying? Lefty. Got a lefty on the brain.
He's left-handed.
There it is. Cover of the Daily News.
Yep. Look how relaxed Booty is.
We win. Look at that.
Look at that.
Beautiful turf.
The horse is on the back.
That hurts my knees looking at it.
The cops, you see the cops running around?
Yeah.
Willie Wilson.
There't a cop with his hat up in the air with the team celebrating. I love it.
Gotta take advantage, you know?
Look at Pete. Look at that. The vet fireworks. I can go to sleep and hear them in my dreams.
Yeah, that's the first one I remember. I mean, I know when.
Wow,
the fires,
that's
but that's the
awesome,
first
man.
one I remember.
That's awesome. Man, that series, man, we're being like a little kid, wide-eyed.
You're like, what are hemorrhoids? Like,
George
what?
Brett had hemorrhoids. You know
Their
that?
third baseman.
I did not know that.
Play.
He had hemorrhoids?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hemorrhoids. Like, what is that about?
Yeah, I was like, what, 9 or 10? I'm like, what is this? Did I
Gosh.
have these? What's
Yeah.
happening?
That sounds horrible.
Yeah. How about the pop-up, though, dude? It's amazing. Is Bob Boone flubs the pop-up, but there's Pete Rose backing him up.
Johnny on the spot.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That's one of the great ones, man.
Oh, yeah.
World Series. I'm sad. No Phils.
It's gonna be. I think this could be a fun one.
Let's go Canada.
No, it is. I'm rooting Jays.
Yeah. More Canada up.
Got to.
Yeah.
Gotta go Jays.
Tomorrow, obviously, in addition to all of our football stuff and everything, tomorrow is our basketball preview.
Okay.
All right. Our NBA preview as the association
Tips
off tomorrow. I love that. Yeah. He was performing live on the Today Show this morning.
He was?
He was back on NBC.
Yeah.
What's his name? He does the song.
What's that guy's name?
Yeah,
Come on, you know the guy's name.
The singer.
You guys don't even know his name.
No, but you know him. You think about it.
I know. Yeah. Don't throw that on me. You guys brought him up. You don't even know his name.
No, I know he is.
I gotta look it up.
Anyway, but
he hum? He does.
No, it's like on a keyboard.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for us, everybody. What a day. Happy BG Day. He's back.
Yeah, thank
you. All right. The good mojo is back with the birds. All right, have a great day, everybody. We love you. We'll see you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.